This is an adversary hearing involving the Taylor child. Miss Taylor, the mother, is not with us and she is not in the waiting room. And we have another alleged father, Lyle Potter. He is not with us. He's not in the waiting room. I'm sorry, I said Slater and I meant Salter. I apologize for that. Mr. Salter, if you would unmute, please.
All right. There you go, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I sure can.
All right, Mr. Salter, I need to admonish you. They have pledged you in this case as what's called an alleged father, which basically tells me that at the time that the child was born, you were not married to Miss Taylor. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you at the hospital when, is it Kaisley? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yes. I was at the hospital when she was born. Yes, sir.
All right. Do you recall, did anyone from the hospital staff give you some paperwork to sign, which is called an acknowledgement of paternity, whereby you said that you were acknowledging you were the biological father?
I don't know if they did. Honestly, it's been a while, and I do know that they said I couldn't sign the birth certificate, and that's what I do remember. Okay. So I do apologize. If they did give me paperwork, I'm not aware of it. It's been 3 years.
I understand. That's perfectly fine. So I need to tell you, since you're an alleged father, you have the absolute right to have paternity testing to show that you either are or you are not the biological father of this child. Do you understand that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to ask for paternity testing?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay. All right. I'll make note of that. We'll go ahead and I'll make that part of my order when we conclude this hearing. We'll go ahead. We have time limits, so we have to go ahead with the adversary hearing. And I cannot appoint you an attorney at this point. Once you take the paternity test, if you are in fact the biological father, then you have the right to an attorney. And if you can't afford an attorney at that point, you'll have the right to ask that I consider whether or not you're entitled to a court-appointed attorney at no cost to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so if it comes back you are the father and you can't afford an attorney, just get with anyone from St. Francis, the department, or you can contact my office to get the paperwork to fill out to ask for that court-appointed attorney, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, then. Ms. Gutierrez, no one else is in my waiting room. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do ask the court as well to take note that Mr. Potter is filed as a presumed father.
Oh, okay. Well. I'm sorry, I had him. Okay.
That's okay, but I think genetic testing is the best thing in this case, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
I also ask that the court take judicial notice of the 3010 forms filed with the clerk on September 19th of 2025.
Okay. What's a 3010 form?
That is a notification of rights that includes what's now statutorily required for the department to inform alleged perpetrators before the interview of things like their rights to an attorney, their rights to record the interview, and things like that.
I knew what that was. I just didn't know it had a number to it. So, okay, I will take note of that. I should have known everything has a number to it. So. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next request that the court confirm with Mr. Salter that notification of rights was reviewed with him, including his right to confer with an attorney before discussing anything with the department, as well as his right to record the interview.
All right, Mr. Salter, were you provided that form and read your rights?
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Emily Braden as its witness.
All right. Ms. Braden, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Emily, who do you work for?
I work for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what do you do for them?
I'm an investigator.
And have you investigated an intake regarding the child Kaisley Salter Taylor?
Yes, I have.
And is the mother of Kaisley Whitney Taylor?
Yes.
And is Kaisley's date of birth July 23rd of 2022?
Yes.
Who is the child's presumed father?
Lyle Potter.
And who is the child's alleged father?
Jonathan Salter.
And did you receive an intake on August 8th of 2025?
The department received an intake with those allegations, yes.
And was it on that date?
Yes.
Can you tell us what those intake allegations were?
There were concerns about Whitney Taylor getting into a car accident with Kaisley in the vehicle There were concerns about the conditions of Kaisley whenever she was taken into the hospital for medical care in regards to physical neglect, her physical well-being, being dirty and uncared for.
Okay. And how was her hygiene described in the intake?
They described that they had to. I apologize.
She's having medical.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Somebody had to come into my office very quickly. There were concerns that she had matted hair and she needed to be washed down by medical staff before they were able to provide medical care.
Thank you, Emily. Based on this intake, did investigator Ashley Delgado make contact or attempt to make contact with the family?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And did she receive that initial report on August 11th, 2025?
That's correct.
And by saying that, I mean, was she assigned to that intake on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on that, did she go out to inspect the car that the child had been in during Ms. Taylor's wreck?
Yes, she did.
Can you tell us a little bit about what she observed when observing the car?
Yes, in the car, she observed a car seat that was not appropriate for Kaisley's age or development. It was more like a booster seat, and she needed a slightly smaller car seat. The conditions of the car were obviously wrecked from impact during the accident, and the inside of the car was full of belongings, very little room for anybody to sit besides the driver, all the way up to the spot where the car seat was at. There were belongings from top to bottom inside the cab of the vehicle.
And what concerning observation did Ms. Delgado make about the seat belt that would have been used to strap in the car seat Kaisley was in?
The seatbelt was observed to be lodged underneath a whole bunch of belongings, which led Investigator Delgado, as well as the other special investigator that was out there, to believe that the car seat was not, or that Kaisley was not buckled in when the accident occurred, which led her to move forward, causing the fracture in her femur.
Okay, thank you. Following that, did Investigator Delgado next visit what she thought was Ms. Taylor's boyfriend, Blake Vargas?
Yeah.
And who answered the door at Mr. Vargas's residence?
A woman named Crystal Schultz answered the door. Her relationship to Mr. Vargas is unknown, but she did present with a black eye and she appeared very fearful, and she confirmed that Whitney and the kiddo were staying at that residence.
Okay. Let's see. And did Mr. Vargas later speak with Investigator Delgado?
Yes, he was not cooperative. He used a lot of profanity and told her to get off of his property.
Did he also refuse to disclose where Miss Taylor and the child were located at?
Yes, that's correct.
For the record, Ms. Gutierrez, is it Vargas, Vargas?
Oh, it's Vargas, but with a B, Bargas.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go
And
ahead.
Emily, did Investigator Delgado also contact Mr. Salter, the alleged father?
Yes, she did.
Okay, and what did Mr. Salter explain to Investor Delgado?
He explained that he didn't have any legal guardianship of Kaisley since Miss Taylor was married at the time that Kaisley was born. He talked about having a relationship with Kaisley. However, he just didn't have any sort of guardianship to care for her.
Okay. And did he also state that he was unsure about the whereabouts of Kaisley and Miss Taylor?
Yes, I believe so.
Right.
I don't know.
And well, they had the investigation. Did Investigator Delgado, did she make several attempts to contact Miss Taylor that were unsuccessful?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And due to that, was the child placed on the Child Safety Check Alert List, or also known as CSCAL?
Yes, she was.
Okay. And can you explain what a child being placed on that list does?
Yes, so what happens whenever a child is placed on a CSCAL, they are put on a notification to law enforcement. So if at any point in time Ms. Taylor were to be stopped, during like a traffic stop or anything like that, it would notify the officer that the department is looking for this family, for this child, and they are to notify CPS immediately.
Okay, thank you. And then on September 9th of 2025, was Ms. Taylor pulled over by Amarillo Police Department?
Yes, she was.
And during that traffic stop, who is she identified to be with?
She was identified to be with Isaiah Valdez, who we were able to confirm is a sex offender.
Okay, and whose vehicle was she in?
She was in her employer's vehicle. His name is Harold Bashaw.
And what information do you have on Mr. Bashaw regarding a September 2nd, 2025 arrest?
He was arrested on September 2nd for large amounts of methamphetamine and pills.
Okay, Your Honor, the department offers petitioner's exhibit number 4, a police report on Mr. Bashaw.
All right, any objections?
No objection, Judge.
All right, petitioner's 4 is admitted.
Thank you. Emily, can you please spell Mr. Bashaw's full name?
Harold, last name Bashaw.
Thank you. And during her conversation with APD, did Ms. Taylor confirm that she resides with Mr. Bashaw?
Yes, she did.
Let's see. Following that, were you reassigned as the investigator to this intake?
Yes, I was.
And based on receiving that intake, did you again attempt to make contact with the family?
Yes, I was able to make contact with Kaisley at the babysitter's residence. Her name is Angelica Garcia.
Can you tell us how long Ms. Garcia stated she has been taking care of Kaisley for?
She has cared for Kaisley since she was a baby, since she was an infant. She knew, or one of her daughters knew Miss Taylor, and so she offered to help babysit Kaisley over the past few years. However, she stopped babysitting full time for her and was just kind of seeing Kaisley whenever she could get the chance to.
Okay. Did she raise any concerns about Ms. Taylor?
She talked about concerns about her stability and having a lot of men around Kaisley. She wasn't sure if Miss Taylor was using any substances or not, said that she wasn't around her enough to know.
Okay. And did you next speak with Mr. Salter, the alleged father, by phone?
Yes, I did.
And did you review his notification of rights?
Yes, I did.
And does that include the right to create an audio or video recording of the interview?
Yes.
As well as request an administrative review of the department's findings?
Yes.
And did he add any additional information other than what he had already provided to Ms. Delgado?
No, I just confirmed the information that he talked with Ms. Delgado about. He had said that he had had regular FaceTime visits with Kaisley, and that was the extent of his knowledge of the home conditions and things like that.
Okay. And did you visit with Ms. Taylor on September 11th of 2025?
Yes, I did.
And was that at a residence located on Paragon Drive?
Yes.
Prior to interviewing Ms. Taylor, did you review the notification of rights form?
Yes, I did.
Did you inform Ms. Taylor of her right to create an audio or video recording of the interview?
Yes.
Did you as well inform her of her right to request an administrative review of the department's finding?
Yes.
Did Ms. Taylor indicate that she understood?
Yes.
And did she sign the form?
Yes, she did.
Thank you. Who did Ms. Taylor report residing with Kaisley with?
She reported living in the home with Mr. Bashaw and his wife and their 16-year-old daughter.
Okay. And who did she identify as Kaisley's biological father?
She identified Jonathan Salter.
And did she indicate that she was married to Lyle Potter when she had Kaisley?
Yes.
Is Lyle Potter as well a sex offender?
Yes.
Okay. And what state is Lyle Potter located in?
Utah.
Thank you. What What struggles with substance abuse did Ms. Taylor discuss she had with you?
She reported struggling with alcohol use since she was a teenager. She struggled with methamphetamine use for the past 10 years or so. She has gone to rehab for those things. She specified that she went to rehab for alcohol, but that she had been sober for a while until a few months ago. She said that she relapsed on alcohol whenever stressful events occur in her life. And so she reported last using alcohol a week before the accident occurred, which caused the injury to Kaisley, and she reported using methamphetamine 2 months prior.
Did she initially agree to submit a drug screen for the department to rule out any concerns of substance abuse?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And what did she state about the accident she was in which Kaisley was injured?
She acknowledged that she was speeding and she rear-ended the vehicle in front of her. She said that Kaisley was buckled in, but that she wasn't in an appropriate car seat.
Okay. And who did she identify as her support system?
The Bashaws.
Did she also indicate that Ms. Garcia was part of her support system?
Yes, she did.
Were you able to observe the home at that visit?
I was only able to see through the front glass door, and what I could see, the home was filled with like construction materials, a lot of stacked items, things that I felt were hazardous to Kaisley.
And based on that, what requests did you make to Ms. Taylor as well as Mr. Bashaw?
I asked them if I could come inside the residence, and both of them told me no. Mr. Bashaw acknowledged that the conditions of the home weren't appropriate for Kaisley, and asked me to give them time to clean it up.
Okay. And so when did you agree to come back?
I agreed to come back the following Monday, and so that gave them about 5 days to clean it up.
And when you returned, had the conditions improved?
They had removed some of the clutter from the home. However, I still had concerns about the construction materials that were in the home, as well as the animals that were in the home.
Okay. Can you give us more details about the clutter in the home that concerned you?
Yeah, there were a lot of tools that were available to Kaisley, especially with her getting her spica cast off soon and being able to get around. I was worried about her having access to one of those and harming herself. There were a lot of items that were stacked that could create tipping hazards for her, which could cause injury. Yeah, I think that sums up the clutter.
Okay. Did you also remind Ms. Taylor about drug screening?
Yes, I did.
However, did she refuse to drug screen in your analysis?
Yes, she went to the facility to go drug screen and denied a hair follicle whenever she got there, and then she denied a UA after finding out that it was going to be observed.
On September 15th, 2025, did you speak again with Mr. Salter?
Yes, I did.
And what did he state about Kaisley?
He was happy for Kaisley to come into his care. He wanted Kaisley to come to him. However, he did not have any guardianship. And so we talked about Ms. Taylor possibly signing guardianship over to him. And that was something that we were going to explore with Ms. Taylor.
Okay. And you later visited Ms. Taylor on that same day of September 15th of 2025. Is that correct?
That's correct.
During that conversation, was Mr. Bashaw present?
Yes, he was.
And was Mrs. Bashaw present as well?
Yes, she was.
What statements did Mr. Bashaw make about using methamphetamine?
He reported using methamphetamine for the past 3 to 4 months. He reported using every 3 to 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay. And based on these concerns of a child being in the home with active methamphetamine use, did the department have Kaisley drug screened by hair follicle?
Yes, we did.
And did we receive those results back this morning?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us what the results of the child's drug screen are?
Yes, Kaisley was positive for methamphetamine.
Thank you. Now, during that interview, did Mrs. Bashaw deny any substance use?
Yes, she did.
However, what did you observe while you were speaking with her?
During our conversation, she was falling asleep mid-sentence. to the point where she was being unable to hold herself up or be woken up by Mr. Bashaw.
Okay. And during that interview, did Ms. Taylor state that she would not do a hair follicle drug screen?
Yes, she did.
Did she also state that she would not do a urinalysis screen if it was supervised?
Yes.
What was your next step from there?
I spoke with Ms. Taylor about the possibility of Kaisley going with Mr. Salter, and she denied this. She said that it wasn't something that she felt comfortable with since they had only had FaceTime visitation. She stated that she would have been okay with it if she was going to, but I had already spoken with Mr. Salter, and that wasn't an option at this time because of his living situation. We also talked about if she had any options for supervision for Miss Taylor to be supervised while caring for Kaisley. She denied this. We talked about working ongoing services for Texas Family First and family based, and she denied this option as well.
Okay. And those were all reasonable efforts to avoid removal. Is that correct?
Yes, I also offered to do a family team meeting for us to discuss the concerns and figure out a plan for safety, and Miss Taylor was not responsive.
Okay, so both the Family-Based Safety Services Program and the Texas Family First Program, those are programs where a parent is offered services and the child is not removed from the parent. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And these are programs that the mother refused. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. Let's see. Later that day, did you talk to Mr. Salter again about Kaisley?
Yes.
And what did he state?
Again, that he was willing to take her into her he was willing to take Kaisley into his care. There was still just the concern of the guardianship paperwork.
Okay. And however, you had not heard from Ms. Taylor whether or not she had agreed to this as well. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And even if she had still declined to work any services with the department.
That's correct.
Would you agree that the child would still be in immediate danger if the parent was not addressing the substance abuse issues?
Yes, especially because she could pick up Kaisley at any point in time.
Okay. Now, in visiting with Kaisley at Ms. Garcia's residence, what did you observe about Kaisley?
Kaisley, she was still in her spica cast. She's very talkative. She appeared very comfortable in the home. She's very comfortable with Miss Garcia. She did talk to me a little bit. I tried to interview her because of her age. It was pretty limited. But she did talk about seeing her mom smoke. She talked about her mom going fast in the car, and that's what hurt her leg and her head. But overall, I mean, she appeared very happy in the home.
Okay, and is Ms. Garcia's home the home where the child is currently placed?
Yes, it is.
And has a kinship home study already been initiated for Ms. Garcia?
Yes.
At that time, what concerns did Ms. Garcia voice about Ms. Taylor?
She was concerned that Miss Taylor hadn't reached out to talk with Kaisley at all since she had been in her care.
Okay. Let's see. Following that day, did you make several attempts to contact Ms. Taylor?
Yes, I have attempted to contact Miss Taylor by phone, by text, by visiting Mr. Vargas's home as well as the Bashaw residence. They told me at the Bashaw residence that she no longer lives there. I've tried emailing her. Yeah.
And as well, was part of your attempt to, let me rephrase. During one of your attempts to contact her, did you offer a family team meeting to Ms. Taylor?
Yes, I did.
What is a family team meeting?
A family team meeting is where we get together, the department representatives, so myself and my supervisor, as well as a coordinator, and then Whitney Taylor and any of her supports. We would also like that could be family, friends, the other parents, anybody to discuss the facts of the case and come up with a plan for safety for the child.
And would that have been another opportunity for the department to create a plan where the mother could receive services but avoid removal of the child?
Yes.
However, did Ms. Taylor ever respond to that offer?
No.
And in fact, what communication has Ms. Taylor had with you at this point in the investigation?
I have not heard from her since the day I visited with them at the home on September 15th.
And have you made attempts to call
Yes.
and attempts to text?
Yes.
Do you believe that Ms. Taylor has your phone number blocked at this point?
Yes, because I attempted to call her on a different phone, and the calls were going through. I have heard since then that her phone is broken, so I don't know if she has access to a phone right now, but I do believe she blocked me.
Okay. Can you please explain the department's reasonable efforts to prevent or eliminate removal?
Yes. We tried working with the family. I made several attempts to work with Whitney to come up with a plan, whether that be for supervision or allowing Kaisley to stay with Dad while we work, family-based safety services, or Texas Family First. I offered the family team meeting. I have attempted several times to get in contact with Miss Taylor to continue to work with her and help connect her to various services. I've tried reassuring her that we just want what's best for Kaisley. We want to work with her, but she has not been responsive to me at all. I have been working closely with Mr. Salter, communicating with him pretty regularly about Kaisley. The department has tried offering visitation, or St. Francis has attempted visitation, and there has not been any responses for that as well.
Okay, so right now, are we facilitating visitation for Mr. Salter, the alleged father, with the child?
Yes.
And have we made several attempts to set up visitation for Ms. Taylor with the child?
I believe so.
And it sounds like those actions or attempts have been unsuccessful. Is that correct?
That's correct.
As far as additional reasonable efforts to reunify the family since removal, besides visits and attempt to set up visits, is placing the child with somebody close to the family also an attempt to reunify the family?
Yes.
And are we asking the court to order genetic testing today?
Yes.
And is that as well to adjudicate if he is the father, Mr. Salter being the father to the child?
Yes.
And if he is the father to the child, then will we start working reunification with Mr. Salter?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any, are we asking the court to order drug screens for Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Are we asking the court to order drug screens on Mr. Salter?
Sure.
Are we asking for both a hair follicle and urinalysis for Ms. Taylor and Mr. Salter?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as Mr. Potter, what attempts have we made to locate Mr. Potter?
I ran an accurate or had somebody run an accurate report, which provides the most updated phone number and address for him. We were able to locate him in Utah. I've attempted to contact him by phone and I've sent him letters, and I haven't heard anything back.
Thank you. Are we asking the court today to name the department temporary managing conservator of the child?
Yes.
Thank you. I pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wiggins, questions?
Thank you. Ms. Braden, did Mr. Salter or Ms. Taylor talk about how they met or had a relationship?
I don't recall.
Okay. And the child is almost 3, is that correct?
She is 3.
She is 3. Okay, thank you. And in regards to Mr. Salter, did he talk about having contact with her since she was born?
Yes. He has had a regular FaceTime visits with her since she was born, as well as the last time I knew that he had face-to-face contact with her was whenever she got injured during the car accident. He came up to the area and went up to the hospital.
Okay. Does he live in the Amarillo area?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Where does he live?
He lives in Bexar County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Mr. Salter, did you have any questions to ask Ms. Braden today?
No, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you need me to do the drug test and schedule it, I am in the McAllen area are now working, installing electrical over here at a Bitcoin farm. So I should be here. Just let me know where you guys want me to go. It's not a problem. But yeah, no questions really. I just like to get my daughter
Okay.
away from that apparently she's in.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, then, if there's no more questions for Ms. Braden, Ms. Gutierrez, did you have any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, the department calls Jonathan Salter.
All right, Mr. Salter, if you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. How long have you known Ms. Taylor?
I knew Miss Taylor from about, I'd say it's been 8 years now. I met her in Carlsbad, my hometown, and then she ultimately moved to Utah and then Amarillo, and I ended up moving from Carlsbad to here, but basically about 8 years.
Okay. Have you ever resided in the same city as Ms. Taylor?
In the same what?
City?
Oh, okay. Sorry, you broke up. In Carlsbad, yes, like 8 years ago. For a few months, she lived with me for maybe, I don't know, 6, 9 months, something like that, before she moved back to Utah. That's where we met. That's how we know each other.
Okay, thank you. Were you aware of any of her struggles with alcohol?
Yes, actually, when we tried to work things out, she called me from ICU and her liver was damaged. She told her story was that she was put in there to perish and that she didn't. And she asked if she could come home because we had talked off and on about her leaving where she was at and that she was tired of living over there and having a rough life. And so I gave her a chance. She came and left like 3 times, and that was it. Like she was only there. She was there less than a month. The 2 or 3 times she was there. The last time I went up, I took her to a rehab in Austin, and I dropped her off, and she couldn't stay there because they found out she was pregnant. So I brought her back to my house, and then I took back to Amarillo so she could go to rehab. But she's only come down like 3 times.
Okay.
But yes, I've constantly been, whenever she needs help, I help her, and I've told her you need to get help. And I think I was a driving factor in getting her into rehab the first time.
Thank you. What were you aware of in regards to her methamphetamine use?
Restate the question.
Since you've known her, were you aware of any methamphetamine use?
I didn't really pick up on it until right before I'd taken her back to rehab. And then as far as she had told me after rehab and after she had Casely, she wasn't doing it. And when I pretty much, I think I caught on was right around the car accident because she had mentioned something about it to the EMT.
When you say something about it, you mean she mentioned something about methamphetamine to the EMT?
Yeah, it's something along the same lines as what she had told Miss Emily.
Can you be more specific?
She told the EMT that she had done it a week prior, I believe.
And is this something Mother told you that she told the EMT, or is this something you overheard?
No, she called me freaking out, basically wanting me to come up there right that minute, but I was out on a job and I'm working, and I told her there's no way I could come up there, that I would come and stay in the hospital. But I did witness her saying that to the EMT. I heard it over the phone.
Well, Mr. Salter, I'm going to ask you a very serious question. It sounds like you are aware of Ms. Taylor's methamphetamine use sometime in early to mid-September of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, right around the time she got into the accident.
What actions did you take to protect Kaisley or remove her from that situation?
There was not much I could really do. I don't have guardianship of her. I did start working with CPS once I realized something wasn't, because I felt that was my only way to actually do anything.
Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, questions?
No questions, Judge.
All right, then. Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. We rest, but we ask the court to order drug screenings on both Mr. Salter and Ms. Taylor. We ask for that genetic testing to be ordered, as the court indicated at the beginning of the hearing. We also ask for finding that the department made reasonable efforts to both prevent removal and reunify the family since removal.
All right, I will make those findings. All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I do recommend that the department be named temporary managing conservator and the child's placement to continue at this time. In regards to the child, I would, since the child is positive for methamphetamine, I don't know what they do medically when a child is positive for meth. So if the department or St. Francis could just follow up to see if a doctor needs to be talked to about that. Additionally, that mom not have visitation with the child until she provides a drug screen for the department.
Until she just provides one or provides a negative?
Negative UA, but obviously baseline because she hasn't been able to work services at this time for the hair.
All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Braden, I heard that Kaylee's placed with, I guess, Miss Garcia. Where does she reside?
In Amarillo.
Okay. And so she's a kinship. She's not an actual relative?
That's correct.
And I don't know, Emily, has Kaylee seen a doctor that's aware that she has a positive meth test?
We just got the meth screen this morning. And so I've communicated to St. Francis about the positive drug screen. And so they should communicate with placement. And I will as well about doing a follow-up for medical.
Okay. All right. And who is it that Mr. Salter needs to communicate with to figure out where he can drug test?
That will also be St. Francis. I believe they should find a facility in his area that we can send payment to.
Do we know who the St. Francis?
Yes, her name is Christy Ashley. I'm not sure if she's been in contact with Mr. Salter, if she's waiting until after the adversary, but she does have, they have each other's information.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Salter,
Yes.
I guess, have you talked to Christy Ashley?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. She'll be the one that she'll be the one you need to communicate with us as to where you can drug test and when. So.
Yes, Your Honor, that's
Okay.
no problem at all.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, if there's
You're very
nothing further, then I will name the department temporary managing conservator. I'll continue Kaisley's current placement. I'll order paternity testing for Mr. Salter and Kaisley. I will order both Ms. Taylor and Mr. Salter to hair strand and UA drug screen. I'll order Ms. Taylor to do so by 4 p.m. today at Care Express in Amarillo. I'll just order Mr. Salter to do so as soon as possible. That will be whenever they can contact him and figure out the place to test. So I will order that Ms. Taylor's visitation be suspended until she provides a negative UA drug screen and also provides a hair strand drug screen. It does not necessarily have to be negative. We suspect she's going to be positive for that, but at least we'll have a baseline to see if she's continuing to use. So, okay. All right, then our next hearing will be a status hearing. That will be on November 10th, 2025. Mr. Salter, I guess it'll be probably Christy Ashley that will also contact you about when and how to do your paternity test. So, and just so you know, Mr.
Okay,
Salter,
thank you, Your Honor.
this next hearing on November 10th It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so you can ask Miss Ashley, or you could go on the court's online docket a day or two before November 10th to see what time of day we'll have that hearing. And again, if you are found to be the biological father, then you remember you have the right to ask for a court-appointed attorney if you can't afford one. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. That will conclude this hearing. For those of you involved, I'll be back here in about 5 minutes or so to call another Randall County case. That's a continuation of a final hearing involving the Riojas child. So otherwise, we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good weekend.
Thank you.
You too, Your Honor.
Thank y'all. This today is just a motion to confer with children filed by Mr. Noack. Mr. Purdell's with us representing the father, Adrian Guzman, who is not with us, not in the waiting room. Ms. Naranjo is with us representing the mother, Joanna Guzman. She is not in the waiting room. Mr. Purdell, Ms. Naranjo, were y'all expecting your clients?
Your Honor, my client's still at my office.
Okay.
No, Your Honor, I was not expecting my client. She has unfortunately a work obligation today.
Okay. All right. Before we get started, I think I want to go into a breakout room with all the attorneys to talk for just a minute, and then we'll get started if we need to. Let's see. I've called the case. For the record, I have conferred with all the attorneys in the case. Today's hearing was just a motion for me to confer with the children. It wasn't that I was going to confer with them today. However, I am going to, I'm going to let Mr. Purdell has an objection to that. I'm going to let him make his record, and then I'll rule on that. Also, I guess we were going to take up Monday before the final hearing, a motion for continuance based on the fact that the case hasn't been mediated. I informed all the attorneys that I'm going to grant that. I'm going to go ahead and grant that today rather than us come back on Monday. This court's standing orders as of October 1st of 2023 says that all contested hearings must be mediated prior to the final hearing date. So I'm going to grant that motion today. Send this case to mediation. And so I'm going to let Mr. Purdell put on any evidence he wants for his objection to me conferring with the children. And that's all we will be doing today. Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. The whole reason I'm having trouble today is I'm having to work from home. And right now my yard man has got his blower right at my front door. Never fails if I work home from Fridays. I think he just waits at the end of the block until he knows I've called the case, and then he starts his.
Yeah, Judge, you've probably seen the name Jack Stennett come across. He's my CPS assistant. He's now on the John Deere mowing my lawn. So it's a good Friday chore.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Purdell, you have an objection to me conferring with the two oldest children, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, then I'll let you put on any testimony or make any argument you want to concerning that objection.
Your Honor, I'd like to call my client, Adrian Guzman.
Okay. Is he there with you?
Yeah.
All right, let's put him in front of the camera. All right, Mr. Guzman, if you would raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Purdell.
All right, thank you, Judge. Go ahead, Adrian, state your name.
My name is Adrian Guzman.
And you're the father of the children who are before the court, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you object to the children talking to the judge in chambers?
Yes, sir.
And what's your objection?
I don't think it's in the best interest for the children. I think I've done some research. I've looked into this, and this is very stressful. I think that the children could be misunderstanding what's really going on, and what they say can affect the outcome of this case a lot. And I just feel like I don't think, from what the research that I've done and the way that I've heard how children can be manipulated.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to hearsay and speculation.
Yeah, Mr. Guzman, unless you can cite what research you've done, then I'm going to grant that objection.
Okay, so.
I just don't think it's in the best interest of the children or this family.
All right, I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Naranjo, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Noack.
No questions, Judge.
All right. Okay, Mr. Purdell, anything else?
No further witnesses, Judge. Arrest.
All right, thank you. Okay, based on the law, number one, as far as Emil, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Amy.
Like we call her Amy. Good, thank you. That helps. As far as Amy, statute says any children over 12, if I'm asked to confer, I have to confer. Under 12, it's up to the court's consideration. My personal feeling and the way I've always handled my court is if they're 10 or over, unless they have some kind of intellectual disability or some other reason that it might be harmful to talk to them, kids 10 or over, I will also confer with them. So I'm going to overrule Mr. Purdell's objection to me conferring with the children. Ms. Naranjo has asked on behalf of the mother that I not set the meeting to talk to the kids until at least after 4 o'clock because of school, and I'm gonna grant that. So, Brittany, we need to look at a time where I can meet with the children. Let's say 4:30 or after to give them time to get home from school and get kind of settled in. And for the record, Mr. Noack's only asked that I talk to the 2 oldest, Amy and John. So those are the only 2 children I'll be conferring with.
I know the court keeps really good notes, and just for when you do meet with the kids, Amy and AJ. AJ, that they made it easy for me, Judge. Thank you.
That makes it very easy. Because they probably wouldn't like it if I mispronounced their name when I visit with them. So
I've done it several times. They're happy correcting me, but they always remind me, Amy and AJ.
Okay. All right. So Brittany's looking for us a date to confer with them after 4 o'clock. And Mr. Noack, if from when I talked to all the attorneys, it wasn't necessary that it be right before the hearing necessarily, correct?
It's at the court's convenience.
Okay. All right.
And Your Honor, for the record, I'd like to make my request that those conferences be recorded by transcript.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Amy will be there to record it. And Penny, when we start picking these dates, I want you to be in with us for this conference with the children. So if we pick a date and it's inconvenient for you, let us know right now. We'll make a date that's convenient for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Amy, is there a certain day, since they're wanting you to be available at 4, that you would prefer, or because I know.
Do you mean day of the week?
Yeah,
Um,
I know you're busy.
Mondays are good if we can do it on a Monday.
Okay. I'm sure we can. Let me look back at the Octobers and see.
Usually Thursdays are just depending on Judge Baker's docket.
Right. And I didn't want to interfere with that either. So
We don't usually go till 4.
okay.
Yeah, I apologize, but if we could try for 4:30 so that she has time to get all the kids.
Anytime after, I mean, yeah, it's not like we have to be through by 5 when we're on a Zoom hearing. So.
And I can Tuesday
And
if it's after 4:30, but
you
not.
I'm sorry, Amy, what?
I can do Monday or Tuesday if it's after 4:30, but not Wednesday.
Okay.
Hey, Brittany, I show on my end that our 10-6 docket, our 10-13, and our 10-20 docket are all completely full, and those are the Mondays.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So we may look at a Tuesday, because we are pretty booked up in October.
Well, needless to say, we do not want to step on Judge Baker's docket because she's been known to change the law.
Let's see. I can set it for the Tuesday, October 7th, or if that's too soon, I can look at. I don't want to do that following week because that following week we have a final trial that's 2 days long, so that's going to be one thing after the other. If October 2nd or 7th works, I can ask Rachel to make sure we're not interfering with Judge Baker.
I'm not working for Judge Baker on the 7th, so.
You're not? Okay. Okay.
You're saying what? When? November? October?
Tuesday, October 7th,
Tuesday. Okay.
and it would be at 4:30.
Okay. Okay then. Is there anything else we need to take up today? Let's see when we had our We had our last permanency hearing on July 7th. So I think we're good there. So, okay. Is there anything else we need to take up today from anyone? Yes, Ms. Gutierrez?
Yes, Your Honor. If we could get if those November dockets on those Fridays, if those are available, I'd like to be able to circulate those dates as well to the other attorneys so we can try to get this in before Thanksgiving for the final.
Okay.
And for all of the attorneys, can y'all tell me if y'all and Penny, if y'all are still available on October 15th? Because I think that was a mediation opening in the afternoon.
The 15th is good for me.
Okay.
I'm good on October 15th. You did say October, correct?
Yes, October 15th in the afternoon.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
Okay, because I think I remember based on our availability, that date worked for everybody. So I'll get that scheduled.
I was just
and
about
then-
to say, unfortunately, I can't do that date anymore.
Oh, okay. I'll just circulate some more.
Teresa, for those November dates, I'm sorry to whoever I just cut off. Those November dates would be November 7th and 14th would be all we would have to offer for Fridays.
Okay, I will circulate those to everybody. Thank you.
Let me throw this out. If the problem is a mediation date, then we can, I'm okay. I can talk to Judge Anderson. I'm okay with saying if you can't get DRC to set it, you guys, we can get with Brittany and get our list of lawyer mediators. We could do it that way if you can find a lawyer that can do it sooner than DRC. I don't know what it is about getting this done before the holidays, but I'm more than happy to accommodate. So if y'all can't get DRC to set it timely enough, just get with Brittany and y'all pick a lawyer mediator, and I'll tell Judge Anderson that was a necessity.
Okay, thank you.
So down, do we want to try to pick a final hearing date now or circulate some dates after mediation?
I think that we could set one now, Your Honor, since we have all the attorneys in one place.
Okay.
And then since I will try for PRPC first to schedule it there, and if it doesn't work out, I will contact the court by the end of next week and ask for an attorney mediator.
And I'm assuming from looking at, I don't have the court's file in front of me, but I extended this case at some point, didn't I?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Does somebody have our new dismissal date, just so we'll know what we're dealing with?
Let me see if I've got it handy. It looks like March 21st of 2026.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Brittany, we're looking for a date that we can have a 4-hour hearing.
Yes, I am looking. Let's see. Makes it hard with the holidays too.
Yeah, obviously.
So
And they really wanted to get it in before the holidays, so.
yeah, that's those 2 dates I gave. So right now we do not have anything else set on November 7th. It's a Friday. So I can, if that works, I can block it off completely for this.
Okay, let's try hard for that then. I'll go ahead and set it for that date, and then if something happens, we'll work around it. And if this really needs to be done before the holidays, which I understand the reasoning behind it, then we'll make it work, even if I have to get a visiting judge either to hear this or to hear everything else so I can hear this. So
November 7th is good for my calendar, Judge.
okay.
I apologize. It will not work for mine, but I can do November 14th. I know Brittany mentioned that one.
That one, we do have other cases that morning, but I can see how, let me look real quick.
If we're open in the afternoon, Brittany, we can give them the whole afternoon.
Yeah, that would work the whole afternoon on Friday the 14th.
That's good for me too.
All right, let's take that one and see if it works. All right, then for purposes of today's hearing, just to make it clear, I have granted the department's motion for continuance based on the fact that the case has not been mediated, and that is contrary to the court standing order that any contested case be mediated prior to final hearing. And I have overruled Mr. Purdell's objection to me conferring with the two oldest children, AJ and Amy. So I will confer with the two oldest children on Tuesday, October 7th at 4:30 p.m. by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So the parties can talk to their lawyers, or anyone can get with Brittany. Well, we know what time it is. It's going to be 4:30 on October 7th. So I'll see, and Penny's going to be with us for CASA on that date. And then it's been asked that it be recorded. So Amy Taylor will make our record that date of my conference with the children, which will be provided to all parties. Obviously, Mr. Noack will be with us. Okay. I will set the final hearing for November 14th, 2025. Again, that will be by Zoom like today's hearing. So parties can talk to their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before November 14th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. Okay.
Judge, thank you so much. And if I may, I'd really like to thank Penny. You know, her work is exceptional. It's timely, it's thorough, it's completely fact-based, and she will take my calls at 7 in the morning or 7 o'clock at night. And I so appreciate her hard work.
Well, we do too, Penny. We appreciate everybody with CASA. Trust me, I wish I could have CASA on every single case I had. There's just not enough people like you that are willing to donate their time to do that. But we so much appreciate what you do for us.
My pleasure, Your Honor.
Okay, that will conclude this hearing. For any of you involved, I'll be back here very shortly because we're running a little bit behind to call a Randall County adversary hearing involving the Taylor child. So we will be in recess. Everybody have a good weekend.
Thank you,
You
Judge.
as well.
Have a good
Thank you,
weekend.
Judge.